Okay, we were talking about the importance of accepting your darkness and how everything, in some ways, there is no such thing as light without shade. And I think, in an artistic sense, the best outlet for darkness is through art as opposed to acts of violence. What's been my journey so far? So I'm now 33, and when I think back, quite a lot of stuff's happened in my life now at this point, to the extent that, I feel like I've got stories to tell through my songs. You always look back onto your lyrics and you can form connections, and it's my form of therapy. It can shed light on something that I experienced, and I realised that's how I felt when I was spat on by my first boyfriend. I discovered music at about 13, 14, through friendship. So me and my friends, we would just go up to the top of, go to these music studios in our school, and we would just play, and we would just fuck around. We made stupid comedy songs at first, and then slowly but surely it evolved into something actually meaningful and satisfying, and it got to the point where we were late for lessons because we were playing for so long. And that was the first point at which I felt like I had found a sense of something, a sense of self, and it felt powerful. It was the first time I sensed a power. When I was in my early 20s, while everyone was taking drugs at university or whatever, I was studying the Bible with Jehovah's Witnesses, and that was linked to the first boyfriend of mine who became zealotly religious, and it was a very isolating world. I have no judgment of them, whatever belief systems work for people, but it wasn't for me. But in that space I felt slightly psychotic, like it was my dark secret, and I was going between worlds, and I felt lonely for the first time in my life. But through that, music was some kind of deep, deep outlet. It's like a secret chamber of sadness, which you can just tap into. When you're actually in the midst of suffering, it's deeply uncreative. You can't really do much. So I think, romanticizing it is a kind of bullshit. But what you can do is hopefully store up all your experiences, because everything feeds into the person you are, and you can't escape those things. It can be fuel for something deeper and higher. And also, having a child is a funny thing, because it makes everything way harder, but it also it crystallizes that idea of time passing, and it crystallizes the life cycles that we're all a part of, the unforgiving cycles. They never stop. We're just riding them, and then we fall off and we go back into the earth. In some ways, through that, we're all apparitions. We're all just temporary visitors. So there's no need to tailor our lives to fit something. So these are the stories that I continue to tell through my songs, and I would love to continue to do that for as long as this life exists.
I'm leaving today, gonna take my chances. Every roadblock looks the same, like a fist of anger.